Part 2 whole. When you have something in terms of parts adding up to the total, in that scenario you can use these columns, these visualizational charts. So this is similar to those 100% stack charts or those clustered bar charts which we made use of. So in the scenario where you have something which is part of whole, for example, you are working on the sales of multiple products, or you are working on admissions, total admissions in the school. So something where you have a visibility of the total in the area, and you want to understand the composition or the constituents of that product or that individual value, then in that case, or you want to understand the breakup, if for example in an academic scenario you might have 10 subjects and every subjects will have 100-mark exam, and for every examination you must have scored different marks which would add up to your annual total of marks. So if you want to see the composition of your decomposition of your total marks, in that scenario the part 2 whole can come in perspective, and for that you can make use of clustered bar charts, clustered column charts, 100% stack bar charts, 100% stack column charts, stack bar charts, stack column chart, line and cluster column chart, a combination of a line and a bar chart, then a drill down column chart. Like I said, if you have multiple things, you can break down in that way. Then there is a KPI column chart by MAQ. Then there is a KPI chart by another company. And there is a rotating chart. Then there is which keeps rotating in the visualization. If there are more values, then a rotating chart helps to identify those many values without having a scroller. So slight difference in the way that visualization works, and you have already new chart by some company. Horizontal bar chart, then there is a clustered bar chart by Equilion, and then there is a Equilion having a lot of charts which are similar in many sense to the default charts provided by the Power BI desktop. Then there is a table sorter chart, then there's a pie chart. So a typical part 2 whole would have a pie chart, a donut chart, a sunburst, a ring chart, which are all circular charts. Then there is a tree map, which is like a modified version of a pie chart represented in a squares and the area of that square. And then you have a brick chart, which is like a stacked bar chart. Then there is an enlightener and a waffle chart. Waffle chart is also all the unfilled cells represents the total, and the orange ones are the consumed ones. So the availability versus the consumption kind of a thing, or a target versus achievement of kind of a thing, or a total versus an individual kind of a thing, or a revenue, total revenue versus individual product sales kind of a thing, can be made use of using a part 2 whole charts. So when you have something in relation wherein whole can be broken down and decomposed into a smaller parts, and you want to track those smaller parts, you have to make use of these charts shown on the screen.